So, hello and welcome to GP2 here around Austria. Of course, I'm about to get into this. I've got the standings. I will read them out for the race. Of course, one driver will get extra 4 points for the pole position. I think it's 4 points, so it's 2. I think it's 2 actually. So, yeah, hello everyone. We're shortly going to get qualifying underway, and it looks like we're going to have a dry qualifying session. Yeah, trying to load. It'll take a little less longer than usual. There we go. Excuse me. Oh yeah, ART, of course, they got their second driver this week. Thomas Anderson from the DTM has kind of joined ART, replacing Robert Kearless after certain incidents in which he got banned for. He actually won his last race in the DTM report card, so he was sent off on a high-end GP2. But he's absolutely buzzing to get underway. I believe he might be Julius Anderson's brother, I believe. I believe his brother. Got some cars coming out into the track. That was in Rapax, and Campana was the one of the cars. Actually, Federer is actually the first one out there. So chat, please put in your predictions for the who's going to start where. Of course, I would like the chat to be a bit more active this week. Last week it wasn't. The week before wasn't as active. I ran out of things to say when stuff wasn't really going on in the race, so I'd like the chat to help out with the commentary by asking some questions, maybe some conversations about what's going on in real life at the minute in F1. Of course, the season's extended, so there's not going to be a lot to talk about. Maybe the tyre tests that are going on at Abu Dhabi at the minute. As Federer comes around, leaping up a corner here around Austria's GP2's, I believe, 4th race around Austria, because I believe they did a this was one of the one-off events in 2013. Federer starts his lap. Expecting to come up through turn 2 and 3. Of course, turn 2 is the locating for the hairpin. Easily confused as being well, it's not a corner at all, not been named as corner, but it is a corner. It is turn 2. So, down the back straight, he might just get a little bit of slipstream off, I believe. There's a Prima car up in front of him. It could be Fosbury's, I believe he's in a ART. Or not, and I can't remember which one it was. Federer sets a sector, usually ends the IRL, but I guess we're continuing. It's a 58.0 in the second sector. Let's see what he can set as he comes around a penultimate corner. Of course, we always watch one driver for the first lap. Never really change. As up to the line, Federer comes and he sets a 1:14.7. Will I get better, or will it just remain as the quickest time? Thomas Sally goes way quicker and fastest. But Chung has just gone quickest, and Campana follows. Osberg goes quickest. Those times are flowing in. It seems like the 1:13s are the pace mark. There's pace setters. I mean, 2 tridents to me. Davi Suarez can run the last corner. Suarez is going to set his lap to slow lap. There we go, 7th and 8th. Radovojevic around the last corner. She goes 4th position, strong qualifying start with the Rat Pack cars, and I believe the two Trident drivers, me and Suarez, rather tripped over each other on their laps as Anderson was 10th. Hence why it was down so low, and Fisher goes 11th. As you can see, the times are rocketing in. Zolga will go 8th fastest, and the Cyberverse one said Kramer, I think it is. Watson goes 11th. That's a variance though, I think goes last. I believe he's actually made a mistake on his lap. He got held up by Federer. That's why he was so slow. It was an interesting. It's actually really close. Only 9/10s, less than a second separate first and 20th. So you know it's a close qualifying. Let's check if it's in the score. There's another Discord chat. So that's the first set of laps done. For the moment, Jared Fosbury is on for his first pole position, I believe, in the OC overall for his career here. Very sure some people in the chat will update me on that, but I'm pretty sure I am right in saying that is his first pole. So we've got one car actually on the track right now, it's Campana. Oh, sorry, no, he is not, it's Federer. And then the screen made it look like the Campana was, but didn't have a pit icon next to his name. I believe actually Fosbury is going to be coming out again here. The jacks getting lifted and taken off. Watching Andrea Federer is the first one out there again. They don't go in the same order as last time, which means the two Tridents will trip over each other. Again. As the MP Motorsport car of Federer makes its way through a couple of the only turns on the track. Federer comes to start the lap. Federer is currently 3 tenths down on his lap and on the pole position lap. He's got a little bit of toe of Solga. Almost everyone's out there from Baldinger, Watson, and Hatter. So Hatter does need to get out there. 2.3 seconds off. And currently last of the drivers. Plus one single get a corner that is better than it was the last time you took it on your last lap, then it can make a difference in where you start. Times are going to improve, I should imagine. Federer is currently sat, from on the timings, he is sat in 21st, he will go 13th. Incredible, it's just at the start of the lap. Campana will go, well, he doesn't improve. Tomaselli can't improve. So it seems like only Federer is the only one that's actually improved his position so far. Tomaselli is coming around the last corner now. This week is set in the racing engineering, 14th. Of course, his brother Lorenzo announced this week that he will be retiring at the end of the season alongside the Farina, 2 DTM drivers, 2 Italians. It's a shame to see them both going because they have been in the OC for quite a while. As far as he comes across the line, will he improve his pole position? No, he doesn't. Haskell can't improve. Skilling can't improve, although that is a very decent mark. He is in a decent position anyway, currently. Rodrigo Gomez. He was set a 13.7, goes third, so man, it was championship leader. I don't think he is anymore. Goes in third. Feshul goes 7th. Zolga might improve on his position. Radovojevic, and I think it's a Russian time they're tripping over each other. And indeed, it has affected their laps. And Perez now. Xavi Perez, 115. I go 10th. That's a decent effort. I think we're trying at the order. As whoa! My teammate Davi Suarez goes on pole position. Leaves the competition behind, and someone else has gone second. Although that could be just the screen. Actually, Tikov has actually just gone second, so decent effort from the Russian driver, Davi Suarez, obliterating the pack on his second run. Watsel's just gone 4th on timings there. And Baldinger goes 8th. I believe, who else is it? I was in the pits when everyone else was on the track. He's still in the pits. 2.5 off pole position. Second and 6/10 off Xavi Perez in second last, so he needs to get out there and get a move on. Of course, he did get held up by Federer on his last lap. That's why he is so far off the pace, but I believe he is in the championship battle as well. He'll need to get up the order a bit more in this qualifying session if he wants any chance of getting into the championship hunt. He'll be up momentarily though. He will have one more run in other drivers at the end as well. So when everyone else has the check flag, so then I believe Hassel will probably be the only one that doesn't have that check flag next to his name. And if anyone's new, if anyone gets confused, if you do see the check flag next to someone's name and the qualifying session hasn't finished yet, that means they've got no runs remaining. They've made their required amount of runs that they can possibly make in a qualifying session. It's done for them. Donezo. Yes, Alessandro Tomaselli is the only one out in the track. So for now, we're going to be watching him. And Hatter's in fact just made his way out of the pit lane. So now it's going to be these two we're going to be having our eye focused on. That's joining us, welcome. I haven't really missed much except there's a Trident on pole, but it's not me unfortunately. Still 17 minutes to go in the session, anything can happen though. It's true, Anderson is actually in 20th at the minute, so his qualifying debut isn't going to plan. But of course, it's not the qualifying you get points for until you get pole. It's the race. Even if you do get pole, still only like 2 points. I think it can really help you much in how many points you acquire in the weekend and how many positions you can gain. But look at that, only half a second separates 1st to 16th, or about that. It's mental that one corner, say if it was an F1 game, now one corner, if you get one good exit or entry into a corner, you take it very well compared to what you did last time, you gain like another 2 or 3 times space in that corner alone. That one corner can get you quite high up there. But we'll have a look at Tomaselli's sector times and see if they match Suarez's. 5 tenths off. As a current, that will put him around where he is at the minute. In fact, he will actually go ahead of Olga, but I don't think he will improve. Of course, the third run is not really where most drivers improve. Laps of Tomaselli to the line. Yeah. Stays 16th fastest in the session. Ooh, Hutter! Hutter's up on his time. He's up on pole, rather. He's up on Suarez's pole. Of course, he is last at the minute. It'll be a drastic improvement. But that was 8 thousandths. He could have easily lost those in those last 2 corners. But we'll have a look anyway. Hutter up to the line. Goes pole position. An excellent lap from Joel Hutter. Do you see what I mean? He improved by 2.5 seconds. To go from last to pole. Tomaselli can't improve. As the other drivers just starting their laps. Of course, that was Hutter's second run. Jared Fosbury. I believe he's on a good lap. Was on pole after the first set of laps. Can he go and retake it? No. It's not good enough. 3 times off. Titkov is starting a lap. Same with Thomas Anderson and Watzel. Rodrigo Gomez is finishing one. Gomez goes 6th fastest, so he improved. Of course, got blocked a few positions by other drivers going quicker than him. Pascal now. He was down on his time. On the pole time. You need to remember that is the whole time. The basing sector times on. Pascal up to the line, goes 5th fastest. Decent effort. Radovovic can't improve. Federer goes. Someone improved there. Federer. Skillen can't improve. Macamo improves. Zolak can't. Zolga can't. Myself, I definitely not going to improve. Now I'm celebrating first and 20th. Chung can't improve. Perez can't improve. See what I mean by the third run is not the best run for those drivers. Titko. There is going to be not improvement. He was third anyway, so you take it. Thomas Anderson's just got 9th position. Baldinger's all that. I don't think it's going to be particularly good though. Have a look. Oh, it's 8th actually. Never mind. Carlin goes 8th quickest. That's everyone done. Except for Skillen maybe. Skillen's now dropped to 12th. We'll have a look anyway. Do see something pop up there now. Possibly one. First to tell you all. Anderson's P10 roll. It's not far off it though, 4,000. It's close. 3,000 separate Watson and Gomez, 6th and 7th. Any more close gaps really feel? There is a lot of them, but not quite so close. Chung Macamo separate by 3,000 there. And Perez is 2 times off to 21st. So that's, I think that is the biggest gap between solitary driving. And Alex almost had to ease straight back out there. Child to go to his last run. Of course, Austria is a short lap, so the runs are going to be done quicker. This qualifying is going to be finished quicker. Nicholas saw back in the chat. He is currently in 11th position, so right in the mid-pack. Now I know Nicholas, he's a competitive guy. You would probably want to see his driver get into that top 5 zone. Petr and Suarez are on the track as well as Campana and Alex Tomaselli's brother, cousin, later cousins, Valino. Rodrigo Gomez. And Alex Tomaselli makes his way for turn 1. You got the MP Motorsport car, don't know which one is in front of him. It's Federer, so it's a fellow countryman. Of course, as well, Wales are going to be visiting Italy in a few months' time in the Euros. We drew them in the group. Interestingly, Wales have actually got 2 back-to-back matches at Baku, just a week and 2 weeks after the Grand Prix, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So yeah, it's going to be pretty chaotic out there in Azerbaijan around June time. A lot of the Dragons, the Welsh, roaming the streets as well as F1 cars and Formula 2 cars. Of course, Formula 3 don't go to Azerbaijan. It did, it'd be absolutely chaos because there's 30 drivers in that division. Tomaselli's not up on the time pole position and his time overall. There's a lot of games going on at Wembley. Of course, the finals at Wembley. As Tomaselli has his qualifying done for this race. This race weekend, Tomaselli goes second fastest. Jeez, from 21st. It seems like the drivers at the back seem to be getting a lot of improvements here. Campana gets stuck behind the Russian time. I think that's his lap ruined. But we'll have a look anyway. Maybe just getting the toe off him, it might help him. Yeah. Rodrigo Gomez is not up on the pole position time. He is, like he says, a 14.2. Disappointing last run. So some of these drivers have passed goal. Gets close. Radifovic is next. What can she do? Female power in that Rapax team this season. Fosbury now, who was on pole in the first run, like I've mentioned before. Can he get back up there? No, he can't. Can't improve. Tikoff's starting at that, which I probably shouldn't imagine Fosbury's going to get his way there, so unfortunately for Tikoff, that could be his qualifying done. Federer can't improve. So we've got some more drivers coming around the last corner. It's Solga. I believe behind him is one of the racing engineering car. I can't remember which one. It's Zorbach. He goes P2. He'll be happy with that. Hutter's in the pits. Because he has still got 1 run, I believe. Chung. She can't go pole. Can't improve overall. Watzel. Can't improve. Nakamo. 16th quickest. Not ideal, really. Skillins is a 14.4. Xavi Perez. And for sure can't improve either. A lot of drivers not improving on their laps when they really need to be. Here comes myself. And I am not going to improve. Yay. Starting P19, that's brilliant. So close yet so far. Start off the season well, now it's just gone back to classic me. Just to think, 4-2, yeah, I was 4 points off the lead of the championship. It's not over yet though, it's round 4. Or round 5 now, isn't it? Let's have Russia as well. So, yes, Valdinger comes around the last corner. He will not improve. So it's just 3 drivers yet to set their final runs, and it's Hutter, Suarez, and Anderson, the debutant, and the other 2 rookies. Of course, Joe Hutter is that Crash compilation YouTuber. There's quite a lot of subscribers, in fact. He's been doing it for quite a while now. David Suarez is set on the track. Championship leader last. Oh yeah, that is right. Xavi Perez, of course, won last race. Currently down in last. That's what variation does. That's what GP4 does to you as a driver. Kind of represents real life F2, to be honest. Quite unpredictable. And the champion's often inconsistent compared to the rest of the grid. But they still managed to edge it out because of getting the wins when you need to, and that's exactly what Nick Debris has done this season. As much as an inconsistent driver that he can be. I have a chance to make 3 in a row. In what points? Podiums? I know you haven't won 3 races in a row. or could it be poles? Poles at the question. But in front row, it's not bad for Zorback. Of course, he actually won the race in a standoff appearance a couple of seasons back when he filled in for one of the catering drivers that retired as far as starts his lap. And Zorback came in from the DTM after he dropped down that season and actually won the race and actually got a full-time seat at Caterham. So, yeah, you can say that Austria is probably his best track. And this makes it 3 in a row at Austria. It's entirely possible. I don't remember who won it last season. It's just 3 more drivers set the runs all up there. And then that's it for the session. And it's up to the race tomorrow to see whether some good racing will be done. Davi Suarez now is down on his time, which means that he, at the minute, will not be getting quality. So less than the 10th. There is 4 drivers within less than the 10th of pole. That can make for a pretty close race tomorrow, depending on who's running what strategy. Teammate comes up to the line here. The non-driving crew will not get goal. His last run was actually slower than mine, I believe. So, yeah, that is. I should imagine that at least he can get to 5th now, because Anderson is behind him. Joe Hatter is not improving the current all sitter. I should imagine that Anderson probably not be improving either. Yeah. So look, Thomas Anderson then. Oh, it does improve, but only one position gained. He goes 11 fastest, and that is your qualifying. Joel Hutter is on pole. Of course, he won the DTM race a few years ago here, and he's alongside a GP2 winner here. So Hutter poles all back second. Paulino Tomaselli in third. Dan Suarez fourth. Titkov fifth. Fosbury sixth. Goal seventh. Soleil. Ninth is Rodrigo Gomez, and 10th running up the top 10 is Pence Valdinger. Outside is Thomason. It is Thomas Anderson, isn't it? Yeah, it is Thomas. Thomas Anderson 11th, Leon Campana 12th, Max Skillen 13th, Sasnana Radovovic in 14th, Jared. How did I forget Special? It's Isaac Fashor in 15th, Daniel Macau 16th, Borchang 17th, Andrea Federi 18th and in 19th position, Berlin Soldier 20th, Alexon Sergio first, and Chevy Perez in 22nd and last position by 3 tenths. Championship leader is at the back. So this championship order, I guess you could say, is can be changing after this race depending on what goes on tomorrow. To the debut as well for Thomas Anderson, Swede, getting just outside top 10. It gives him a good shot points tomorrow. So do we have to wait for the timer to run down? Or will it just end on its own when they realise there's no, the person can't set a run? There we go, so it ends automatically. Yeah, you got the grid order in front of you. Of course, already announced that. So, yeah, if you want a recap of the grid order, then you can have a look at the stream now. You just realise how many people are so close to each other. It's quite crazy. This division is crazy. This game is crazy. Yep, so there we go. Qualifying done. I will see you guys tomorrow for the race around Austria here in GP2. Yeah, this is goodbye.